What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this team profile video. For this one, we will be looking at the first of our illustrious teams coming from Spain's La Liga. So without any further ado, let's get right into Los Blancos, also known as Real Madrid. Starting off between the sticks, we see Belgian goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. Courtois has phenomenal height, meaning he has incredible reach. This is a goalkeeper who, like a spider, can reach even the most remote corners of the goalpost. He's got fantastic reflexes, fantastic intelligence, a great ability to read the game. And in Thibaut Courtois, I think Real Madrid have one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world. At centre-back, the first player I think we will see is German centre-back Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger is fast, very, very fast. He's also strong and intelligent. And in Rudiger, I think Real Madrid have the type of centre-back who can cut the ball out before it reaches its destination, just isolating players and then stealing the ball away from them before it even gets to them. Partnering him at the heart of the defense, I think we will see Brazilian Eder Militao. Militao is intelligent, very intelligent. This is a player who knows how to defend, but also how to mount counter attacks with the ball at his feet. A lot of the time we will see Eder Militao being the player who cycles the ball from the back line to the midfield. Eder Militao is also a quick defender, so he's no slouch when it comes to 1v1 defending against some of Europe's most difficult and tricky players. At left back, I think we will see Ferland Mendy. Now, Mendy is a very solid, very intelligent left back. This is a player who gives you just as much going forward as he does coming back. He's quick, he's intelligent, he's got bags of stamina, and I think in Ferland Mendy, Real Madrid have a player who can provide them with an attacking option from a defensive position. At right back, I think we will see Spain's Dani Carvajal. Carvajal can go up, but I don't think we'll be seeing too much of him roaming out on that right wing. Carvajal is the player I think who will be Real Madrid's captain, just looking to provide a bit of leadership and motivation from that right back position. At the heart of the midfield, the first player I'd like to talk about here has got to be Francis Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni is a typical defensive midfielder. He's the destructive force for Real Madrid in the heart of their midfield. He's the player looking to hunt the ball down, looking to commit those necessary fouls, looking to win the ball back, and then just cycle it forward. The player he'll be looking for, I think, will be Croatian Luka Modric. Modric is the brains behind the operation at Real Madrid. This is a player who likes to play in deep as a deep-lying playmaker and then just pick passes all over the pitch. Luka Modric has fantastic passing range, he's incredibly intelligent, and he's the kind of player who has great awareness in the heart of your midfield. He's able to pick passes before people even pick him up on the ball. One of the players you will be looking to play those passes to is going to be English attacker Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is an incredibly talented, incredibly exciting, and incredibly flexible midfielder. Jude Bellingham can play pretty much anywhere in Real Madrid's setup. Jude Bellingham can score, he can dribble, he can pass, he's got bags of stamina. More often than not, it will be Jude Bellingham looking to carry the ball through the midfield with the ball at his feet, looking to dribble past players, looking to create spaces with his movement on the ball and his movement off it as well. Looking at the front line, the first player I'd like to talk about, probably playing on the right wing, will be Rodrigo. Rodrigo is quick, he's creative, he's the kind of player who can either cut out wide and then deliver crosses in, or cut in and apply pressure on the opposition goalpost. Rodrigo is that kind of player who's very direct. More often than not, Rodrigo's intention is to just create and score goals. Speaking of scoring goals, on the left wing, I think we will see Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. is incredibly talented. This is a player who is quick, who is tricky, who has more than enough dribbles and skill moves in his arsenal to be able to beat pretty much any wingback. Vinicius Jr. is incredibly lethal out wide. He is the kind of player who doesn't really like to cut out and then cross, but he does love to cut in and take shots. And finally, we'll see new addition French attacker Kylian Mbappe being, I think, the tip of the attacking trident for Real Madrid. Mbappe is direct, he's quick, he's tricky. This player is incredibly fast, probably one of the quickest players in world football right now. Kylian Mbappe is the kind of player where if you give him any amount of space, he will find a way to capitalize on it. This is a player who can score goals with ease. Mbappe is that kind of player that Real Madrid want, a player who just looks to finish. Looking at the tactics that I think Real Madrid will employ going forward this season, I think we'll see a lot of them using a kind of 4-2-1-3 formation with a double pivot in midfield, or a 4-3-3 with a flat midfield. What this does is it just allows them to win the ball back, and then for that double pivot in midfield to just act as two deep-lying playmakers instead. I think we'll see a lot of defensive work from Tchouameni, but a lot of cycling of the ball coming from Modric. Modric will be in that midfield to just introduce a bit of an element of control for Real Madrid when they are playing against teams that are perhaps weaker, or teams that are looking to sit back, play deep and defend. In Jude Bellingham, they have a player who can then carry the ball at his feet. So you'll see Modric looking to create with passes, and you'll see Bellingham looking to create with dribbles. The players getting on the end of these attacks, it could be any of the front three players, Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, or Rodrigo. These players are all incredibly quick, but also incredibly flexible. They can rotate, they can switch places. You could have a player man-marking Rodrigo playing at left back, and before he knows it, Rodrigo has now moved from that wing to the opposite wing. And this just sows seeds of confusion in the opposition defensive line. For this team, they are so flexible that they don't even need a target man. Any of these players can drop in deep, any of them can go out wide. They're so flexible, there's so much variety to their game. The midfield's role will just be to feed them, that's it. This team wants to play on the counter-attack, they want to use their pace. Those four attacking players, Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham and Rodrigo, all have license to roam pretty much anywhere in the attacking third, wherever they feel they need to be in order to create chances for the team. If the front line is man-marked, I think then we'll see a lot more attacking option from Jude Bellingham. On the bench, they have more than enough players to bring on and change the game if it's necessary, but this is the kind of team that wants to play quick, high-octane, energetic football. And for Real Madrid, if they don't have possession of the ball, there is absolutely no problem for them, because when they do have it, they will score. Okay, looking at a verdict for this team now. Last season, La Liga was a great success for Los Blancos. They went from finishing second with 78 points in the previous season to finishing first with 95 points last season. Real Madrid enjoyed the most wins of their last 5 campaigns last season, along with the least amount of losses. Actually, in the league, they lost just a single match, being in a Madrid derby against Atletico Madrid, where they lost 3-1. But other than that, Real Madrid did not taste defeat at all last season in La Liga. So for me, that is an incredible statistic. Going from possibly your worst finish the season before to your best finish in the last 5 years, I think shows great strides of progress for this team. In terms of the Copa del Rey, Real Madrid went from winning that cup competition to getting knocked out in the round of 16 by, once again, Atletico Madrid. In the Champions League, Los Blancos went from being knocked out in the semi-finals by Manchester City in the previous season to winning the final against Borussia Dortmund. In the Spanish Super Cup, Real Madrid lost in the previous season against Barcelona in the final, but last season they managed to win the El Clasico and heap further misery on their hated rivals. This, I think, is a team that is built specifically just to score goals, to convert chances. Real Madrid are not interested in playing pretty, attractive football. It's just functional. It's just getting the ball from our defense into the back of the opposition net. And I think they have more than enough players with more than enough talent, capability and flexibility to get the job done. In terms of a verdict for this team, defensively, I like Real Madrid. They've got a lot of pace, they've got a lot of strength, they've got a lot of depth, and a lot of flexibility. Players like David Alaba still are not available for them, but in Alaba, they have a player who can play centre back or left back. In Militao, they have a player who can play right back or centre back. In Carvajal, a player who again can play right back or centre back. So there's more than enough flexibility in this team, even though they have lost an important player like Nacho Fernandez. In terms of goalkeepers, Real Madrid also have fantastic options. Thibaut Courtois was injured for most of last season, and he was replaced by Lunin, who proved to be a more than capable replacement for the Belgian goalkeeper. So from me, in terms of their defense, Real Madrid get a well-deserved 4 out of 5. Midfield-wise, Real Madrid may have lost Toni Kroos, but I think this midfield still has enough stability, creativity, flexibility, and intelligence to be very successful. Brahim Diaz can come in to give them an attacking option. They have a player like Freddy Valverde, who is so creative, can play out on your wings, can play anywhere in your midfield, is, I think, a very adaptable and flexible player. So I think they have more than enough depth in terms of their midfield as well. They also have Camavinga, who can come off the bench to give them a defensive option if that is necessary. So in terms of the midfield, Real Madrid get a 4 out of 5 from me as well. Up front, Kylian Mbappe has joined, and now Real Madrid have monopolized essentially all of the best attackers in world football. They have enough pace, they have quickness, intelligence, flexibility, and more than enough talent in all of these players to just get goals. Endrick provides this team with an option at centre forward, while Arda Güler gives them a bit of an option out wide on either wing. I think also what is very interesting is all of these players are totally interchangeable. You can mix and match them, or you can just leave it up to them to decide where they want to play, and they can play very, very efficiently. This team does not even need a target man. Everybody will just beat you on the counter-attack for pace. You give them a little bit of space and they'll stretch you entirely out wide. If you try to man mark them, they'll draw fouls, or they'll get your centre backs and your defensive players booked or even sent off. Real Madrid, I think, are phenomenal up front, and from me, this team gets a 5 out of 5 in terms of attack, bringing Real Madrid's score to a nice little 13 out of 15, which I think is warranted. In terms of a forecast for the upcoming season, in terms of La Liga, I expect to see Real Madrid winning it once again, with at least 90 points. In terms of the Copa del Rey, I'm expecting to see Los Blancos in the semi-final stages at least. This is a cup that they want to win, but more often than not, we have seen Real Madrid compromise when it comes to competitions, and this is usually the one that they look to just let go so that they can prioritize La Liga and the Champions League. Speaking of the Champions League, Real Madrid are my favorites again. I'm expecting to see Los Blancos in yet another final. This is a team that has depth, ability, creativity, and talent in spades. Able to go toe-to-toe with, I think, pretty much anybody in European football right now. But more importantly, to go into that fixture as favorites. In terms of the Spanish Super Cup, yeah, I'm expecting to see Real Madrid win again. This is a trophy that allows them to build a bit of momentum in the start of the season and to just carry it on for the duration of this campaign. All in all, I'm expecting to see some very exciting, very energetic, very frantic football from Real Madrid. It might not be very pretty to watch in terms of build-up, but the end product is where all the action is for Los Blancos. You'll see these three Ferran players combining well with each other and with Jude Bellingham, either looking to get goals themselves or looking to stretch the opposition defense, and then you'll just see Bellingham looming around, roaming in that number 10 role, just looking to pick the ball up and take shots on his own. But when you watch Real Madrid, one thing is certain, you can expect to see this team score goals with ease. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now. along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Um, thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.